What is going on, everyone? In today's video we're going to create this little countdown timer using HTML, Tailwind CSS, and a little bit of JavaScript. So really exciting project. This is such a simple project, and also I'm working on my Tailwind CSS course, and I wanted you guys to have a little project before we release that course. It may take some time. It may take actually until January till I release the course. But for now, we're going to do a little project. That's also going to be packed full with project. That's a specific course. So I hope you're excited, and let's get started with the project. Okay, so pretty regular stuff. So I just created here a folder called code. And here we're going to create now a new file. And we're going to call it index.html. Let's hold down Shift, exclamation mark, start with the boilerplate. Let's go to Tailwind CSS, get started. I'm going to go to place CDN, click on it, copy it, paste it in here. In our code, let's type in here an H1 with hello world, right click and open with live server. Okay, you should already see, if we comment this out, you should already see that you have your CDN working. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to close up the Explorer here. We don't need it. Let's go down where we have an H1. You know what? I'm going to delete it. We don't need it. What we are going to do is go into our body and start typing in a couple of classes. So we want that red background. If you don't want the red background, then use some other color. So we're going to start with a BG, so background color, red, and then 800. Okay, let's continue on with everything that we have here. Should have the text of gray and 200. Then we're going to display everything as flex. The items would be center, and we're going to justify center, and the min height of the entire page should be the height of the screen. Okay, perfect. Next, we're going to create here, so I'm going to open up my timer. We're going to create the timer itself, and we're going to just start up with, so in the body, with a div that's going to have a class of dot, text, and center. In this div, we're going to break this up a bit. So we're going to have the timer itself, this little timer. Then we're going to have days as a div, the hours as a div, the minutes, and the seconds. So we're going to start up with our main timer. So let's give this, first of all, the ID of timer, not imer, timer. Okay, we're going to also add to this a class of padding on the x-axis of 2, then flex, then gap of 2. We're not going to go into too much details here. As I said, this is not a course, but I do try to explain everything so you understand what is happening here. So justify center, and also we're going to use here uppercase. Okay, we can't see anything, so let's start about adding a couple of things here. So let's start with the div. Just add a regular div, then another div with the ID of days. And within this, or actually after it, we're going to do a small, and here we're going to just add a DD. Okay, you should already see this DD, and with uppercase, because everything that we do here is uppercase. I'm going to try to get my head out of the way as best as I can. Okay, that's much better. Now I'm just going to copy this. But first, let me add the classes to the main, to the ID of days. So we're going to have here class and BG black, going to give us a black background. And on the x-axis, we're going to add a padding of 6. And on the y-axis, we're going to add a padding of 1. Then the text should be a 5XL. And we're going to add to it a shadow of MD. So medium size shadow. Now let's round up. Let's hit save so we can see something. Let's round up the corners with rounded. And you know what? I'm going to leave this out. So we're just going to copy this entire div 3 more times. So copy it and paste it 1, 2, 3, and you should be good to go. So let's replace the last one with seconds, then minutes, not NN, minutes, and then hours. Okay. So we got ourselves our days, our hours, our minutes, and our seconds. Now I intentionally left out that border because I now want to style only 2 borders, and that would be the last elements border and the first elements border. So let's start with the last element. So if you want to have borders only in a specific corner of an element, you can do the following: rounded, radius, and LG. Okay, as you can see here, only the right 2 borders, so the upper and the lower border, are now rounded. Now we're going to do this very same thing for the day. So rounded, radius, so rounded. Now we're going to take the left side and LG. So L and LG. Okay. Also, the left side borders are completely rounded now. So the last thing that I want to do is add a bit of padding to the numbers here. So we're going to click into the small tag, then hold down Alt on a Mac. You should hold down then also, hold down Option on a Mac and hold down Alt on a PC. Click through here and let's add here a class and padding on the x-axis of 4. Okay. The last thing that I want to add to the seconds is a pulse effect. And for this, we're going to add an animation, animate and pulse. And this will animate our seconds by making them pulse. Okay, you can already see how it's getting, it's changing its opacity. Now, let's go ahead and create here a script tag. So above our body, we're going to create a script tag and we're going to start writing some JavaScript. First, I wanted Windows onload. We're going to add here a arrow function, and this function will first of all create a variable const countdown time, and we're going to set the countdown time to basically seconds, minutes, hours, and days. And we have 60 seconds in a minute times 60 minutes in an hour times 24 hours in a day. And now the days, we're going to just add 5. You can add multiple days. So this is basically your input. Okay, next we're going to create here a function, start countdown, and we're going to insert here the countdown time and another variable which is going to be the display. Okay, so let's start creating this function. Above here, first we're going to initiate the display. The display will take in all of our elements, which are days, minutes, days, hours, minutes, and seconds. So remember to change the IDs here. The last one should be seconds, then there should be minutes, then hours, and we have days. Okay, perfect. So let's create here a variable. We're going to initiate it using the let. So let display, and we're going to create here an object which is going to have key value pairs with days, and we're going to assign here the document.query selector. We're going to select our days, so our ID of days, and pass it in here. The next one will be, of course, hours. We're going to add here hours. So select the ID of the hours. We're just going to copy this and replace the next one with minutes and the last one with seconds. Perfect. So we should get now all of them, all of our variables are now stored in this display object. Next, let's create the start countdown function. So function and start countdown, and this is going to accept two variables. What will first will be the duration and then the display. We're going to initiate here a variable timer. So let timer, and this is going to have duration, then days, seconds, minutes, minutes and seconds. What am I doing here? So days, minutes, and seconds, of course. Now we're going to use a set interval function in order to trigger it. So set interval, we're going to assign this to an arrow function. We're going to take our days, assign them to math. You see the math method and dot floor. And this is going to take in the timer divided by 60 seconds times 60 minutes times 24 hours. Remember, this is going to result in days. I'm going to copy this and paste it in 3 times. The next one will be hours. And this is going to be divided at the end with 60 times 60. So this should be times, not divided. And also this should be percent. The next one, this should also be percent. The next one will be minutes. Here we're going to have a timer, which we're going to take out now the days and divide this by 60. And last but not least, we have our seconds. For this, we're going to take the timer, percent, and only use here 60 seconds. And that's it. Now, from our display, we're going to take the days.text content, and we're going to assign to this our days. I should see, of course, and we need to initiate it. So if we're going to subtract a timer is less than 0, then the timer is equal to the duration, of course. Okay, and down here, this should loop every second. Now let's copy this and replace days with hours. Let's add here hours. The next one will be minutes. And the last one will be basically selecting these two by holding Command on the Mac, Command D, or Control D on a PC, and seconds. Okay. Okay, I seem to be getting an error here at the hours. Okay. So let me check the hours first of all. So hours. What am I missing here? Oh, Oh, so sorry. So this shouldn't be hyphens, but equals. Okay, sorry about that. This should be now good to go, excepting that this should be timer. And we're missing up here hours. Okay, so this should be working now. So there we go. There we have it. We have ourselves a little countdown timer using, of course, HTML, Tailwind CSS, and JavaScript. This was a extremely simple project. Hope you enjoyed it. The entire code is down in the description below. I'm moving to Substack, and there's where you're going to see all my blog posts, all of my codes. You're going to also, if you're going to become a subscriber, which is going to be the minimum what I can charge there, you're going to get your coupons for the courses from there. So hope you enjoyed this project. Hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell in order to get notified when we post new videos. My name is Norbert PM and I teach web development, and I wish you all a lovely day. Keep coding. Bye-bye.